Welcome back to the Rouges and Yanks. Bienvenue à la Rouges and Yanks. We're talking in Canada soccer and U.S. soccer. And if you're watching from Costa Rica, bienvenidos. And tonight we'll be talking about Canada and La Rouges' match against Los Ticos. We're in this one, Los Ticos win it 1-0 over La Rouges. And there is basically only one major story to talk about, maybe two stories to talk about, but one in particular that kind of leads to a chain reaction of stories number 2 and beyond. But before we get into any of the starting lineups or anything, if you haven't seen the U.S. video or the U.S. Mexico video, I recommend seeing it. As well as there's even an announcement that you're going to hear me repeat if you're coming over from that video and watching this one. Italy has failed to make the World Cup after losing to North Macedonia in the last second minute goal in 92nd minute of stoppage time. And this is the second straight time Italy has failed to go to a World Cup. It's now been 8 years, or it'll be 8 years now since Italy has been to their last World Cup. And I don't know what's going on over there in Italy, but they've got to figure out something to turn themselves around and get themselves back on pace. But yeah, sad as I said in the U.S. Mexico video, sad day for Italy and the Italian Football Federation, as they've got to do better and they've got to really look to bounce back. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. You got to clean stuff up over there. If it means cleaning house, if it means doing something, I don't know if they cleaned house before after not failing to qualify for Russia, but you got to get it together. I know that's unacceptable over there, not making a World Cup, but ouchies. That's all I can say. But aside from Italy's failure, we're gonna shift it back to Canada and the Rouges. Where in this one, we're gonna go over the starting lineup. So John Herman played two strikers up top, but he started with Atiba Hutchinson, captain, Milan Boyan, who had some shaky moments in the game, Alistair Johnson, Kamal Miller, Stefan Eustachio, Tajon Buchanan, who was relatively quiet, Mark Anthony Kaye, who really started the whole mess, Kyle Larin, Jonathan David, Jonathan Osorio, TFC represent, and Richie Larea. A couple of the big names here are really quiet today. As I'm just gonna, we're gonna find out why too. But quick rundown of the just overall momentum and just rhythm of the game. 16th minute. I mean, this is a warning sign. Mark Anthony Kaye almost gets sent off a reckless challenge right here, as he comes in, he tries to slide and get the ball, but it's all studs up a little bit higher, and it could have been a straight red, but he's lucky just to get a first yellow. And this is when here I was thinking, if I'm Mark Anthony Kaye, I need to be careful playing throughout the game. As I got lucky here, incredibly lucky to still be playing, but we'll find out later why he failed or forgot. And Costa Rica, from at this point and even before this point, has all the momentum and it's just oozing through their veins. And then Canada starts to try and shift it over into the 27th minute, starts to create more attacking chances. However, they don't lead to anything. And then all of a sudden, as I said, remember what I said about Mark Anthony Kaye doing something stupid earlier? Well, now Kaye does something stupid here, as he picks up his second yellow. And from Mark Anthony Kaye, what were you thinking? I mean, you know you're already on a debatable yellow card already, which could have easily been a red. And I wasn't clear on what he did to pick up that second yellow. Did he make another tackle, or I don't know if he just touched the ref, but all I saw was the ref looking over to Mark Anthony Kaye and just pulling out a second yellow card here, and then the back pocket red card, and off he went. And Les Rouges were now playing with 10 men. And can Los Ticos capitalize? They sure do. But before I get to that, yeah, the momentum basically shifts back to Los Ticos, as Boyan even has a little slip up here. But thankfully, in the moment, it doesn't cost him or Les Rouges. But unfortunately, Les Rouges don't get to halftime scoreless. As in the 45th plus first minute of stoppage time, Calvo whips the ball into Cesar Boyes, and Boyes scores off of a header, and it's a free header, let's be honest. He's unmarked. It freezes Boyan, and Costa Rica and Los Ticos have just gone up 1-0 right before the halftime whistle. And what a huge punch to the face to Canada. It's a huge blow to momentum. As from here, everything started going south. But it's halftime. Los Ticos are up 1-0. Mark Anthony Kay really hurt the Rouges from that point on with his double yellow card. But his overall performance from Canada was just, it was poor, and it just led to a chain reaction. We can just assess the first half right here. Mark Anthony Kay's red card or second yellow led to Canada. I mean, first of all, you're playing 10v11, so you're playing down a man. So Costa Rica is naturally just gonna attack, and once they do attack and get the goal, they're gonna sit back and park the bus, which is what they've historically been known for. And I mean, that's exactly what they do here after halftime. But I mean, Mark Anthony Kay really just killed the momentum of the game. That's really where everything just went south for the Rouges tonight. Mark, you can't win. It's super already hard to win a game on the road, but it's also hard to win a game on the road playing down a man, 10v11, all because one of your teammates did something stupid. I mean, that's why, like, and then that led to Milan Borjan coming out of rhythm. You know, he had a little fumbles in the back, and he had another fumble in the back of the second half that led to a corner, and things just got south. Canada was not as strong on the attacking chance that they normally would be if they had 11 men on the field, and I mean, Mark Anthony Kay's double yellow just really hurt everything. But poor performance from Canada and the Rouges in that whole half, and keep in mind, I mean, they're not out of it. They could have still booked their ticket to Qatar, as all they needed was a draw. Given that Mexico and the USA were scoreless, or Mexico, even if they won, if Mexico beat the USA and if Canada still lost, Canada would still punch their ticket. But unfortunately, that's not the way the ball would bounce tonight for Canada. As I said, Canada would have been better off trying to win in their own destiny. But I'll talk about more why I'm not really upset that they kind of didn't, as I know a lot of people are really pissed right now that they didn't. But me personally, I'll give you my reasons why I can honestly live with this for the moment. I mean, then again, I'm still not saying this was acceptable, but this whole match which is lost after Mark Anthony Kay got a red card. But pretty much out the second half, you know, Canada tries to come out firing a couple chances, but none of them lead to goal. And Costa Rica at this point is just parking the bus and just letting Canada have at them. And in like the 75th minute, Canada has 3 shots in the span of 10 seconds. 1 that goes off the bar, 2 that goes off of a defender or off a save, and then 3 just flies over the net and just kills the whole thing. And at this point, like, the ball just won't go in. It's just not Canada's night ever since Kay got a red card. And as I said, Canada had numerous chances from this point, and the ball just wouldn't go in. And it just broke the rhythm, and Milan Borjan had another slip-up somewhere in between that, and it conceded a corner for Los Ticos, or in Los Ticos' favor. And, I mean, it just wasn't Canada's night ever since the red card from Mark Anthony Kay. Just a poor performance ever since then. And, I mean, that's where everything went south. Like, I know, like, I mean, it's just that red card, as I said, it ruined the offense. It caused just discombobulation in the back for Milan Borjan. It just threw off everything. It just threw out the whole game plan. The whole game plan just went out the window once Mark Anthony Kay got the red card. It just changed the whole just plan of the game. But we go to our stats. Costa Rica still had 11 shots. Canada had 18 shots. As I said, Canada was getting 10v11 in the first half. Costa Rica was literally just taking the chances. They did what every team should do. When there's 10v11, you're up a man, you utilize that advantage. And they utilized it. They got their goal, and then they parked the bus, and it worked out basically for the whole half. And typically that doesn't work, but hey, in this case, it worked. This whole situation could have been avoided if it wasn't for that red card or double yellow. But they basically they were fine with Canada teeing off on them and just letting them trying to create their own chances. Canada just, I mean, they were poor. I mean, none of the shots were on target or they were rare. But speaking of shots on target, the next stat, 4 out of the 11 for Costa Rica on target, while only 3 out of the 18 for Canada on target. Unacceptable. Even when Costa Rica or another team lets you come at them, and they invite you to take your chances and try and score, when you have those chances, you have to put the ball in frame. And I mean, it just when you only put 3 shots on net out of your 18, that is poor. I don't care if you're playing 10 on 11 and the other team is letting you have at them. You need to capitalize off the chances. As Costa Rica, they were fine, and honestly, they should have won 2-0. They had a breakaway goal, and it was in Campbell. I believe it was Campbell. He couldn't finish it, as I think it was a good save though from the Canadian defense from behind. But Costa Rica could have easily won this one 2-0, as Campbell he should have buried that one, and it was just poor performance, all because of a one red card and just threw off the whole game. They went to 32% possession and 68% possession. Like I said, the possession really didn't change until the second half, as Costa Rica was all over Canada ever since they were playing a man up in the first half. And once they got their goal, they were just content with parking the bus and just letting Canada have at them. And it paid off for Costa Rica and those ticos, but for the Rouges, they couldn't capitalize and make do of it. And then 266 passes complete to 568 passes complete, because, as I said, it's repeated over. Canada, they were allowed to just come at them. 77% pass accuracy to 88% pass accuracy. 15 fouls to 18 fouls. 2 yellow cards to none. 1 red card, Mark Anthony K, which threw off the entire game for Canada. No offsides for each team. And 3 corners to 9 corners. But before I continue taking a deeper dive at that, we'll close off with the World Cup qualifying current standings. Canada still sits at top of the standings, despite they're no longer undefeated or unbeaten, with 25 points. USA follows in second place with 22. Mexico is tied with the USA, but USA leads on goal differential. Both got 22 points, but they're second and third, respectively. Costa Rica now, all of a sudden, with that win, they now leapfrog Panama. Keep in mind, Panama drew against Honduras, as Honduras played the role of spoiler here, as Costa Rica, with this win, came out of nowhere, literally, as I said in the U.S.-Mexico video, and now they're the one that might be pulling the strings, or them and Panama combined are pulling the strings of everybody in CONCACAF. As they have 19 points now. Panama, who was everybody's threat, is 5th now. Just like that, in the blink of an eye, has 18 points. So, if anything, the standings just got more narrower and more photo finish type finish kind of race. But that's what this loss did, and that's what this loss kind of meant for Canada. But in 6th place, you got El Salvador with 10 points. I think they've been mathematically eliminated. Jamaica, as I said, eliminated. They're in 7th with 8 points. And Honduras eliminated with 4 points. But Honduras playing the role of spoiler here for Canada, Mexico, and USA. And Costa Rica, as they stole points from Panama. So, I mean, yeah, those are your standings. But as I said, there's not really a lot to critique here. There is, but as I said, everything can be traced back to Mark Anthony K's sending off. That changed the whole flow of the game for Canada. As I said, plans were just defenestrated at that point. Just flushed down the toilet. You got to play 10v11, and first Costa Rica just does what you're supposed to do. They come at you, they attack you, they get their goal, and then once they're happy, they sit back and park a bus, and that's what happens. The red card just threw off everything, and that's the story about this video. 10v11. It's hard to win games on the road, let alone you're playing 10v11. So it's not really much for me to get frustrated here about, or really just nibble down and nitpick at, as that red card led to Milan Boyan fumbling a couple balls and conceding a couple corners. It also led to Canada lacking creative chances. Until they would be on the attack in the second half. All these little mistakes can be traced back to K's red card. And yeah, hate to say it, but that's what threw off and ruined the entire game. And I mean, I wish I could say more, but I mean that's what happened. But I know, as I said earlier in the video, I'm not really disappointed with the result. I mean, yeah, I am, but at the same time, I'm not head over heels or been out of shape about it. As I mean, keep in mind, deep down inside, since I'm going to the Jamaica Canada game on Sunday here at BMO in Toronto, um, I thought it would be better, and it's probably better to see them qualify in person. I know it's going to be bitterly cold. We're talking -5 degrees that day, but hey, if anything else, to make sure Canada can book their spot, you got a full house, sold out crowd on Sunday. Even got the weather that's going to be a little bit chilly, and literally all signs are pointing to a qualification here at CONCACAF for Canada, which I know they will, because and they're gonna do it. I mean, that's the fans. It's gonna make it even more sweeter. But and that's why I'm not really pissed about this result. I'm like, yeah, they would have qualified tonight, but then Sunday and Wednesday's games would have been meaningless. But I can live this with. I mean, as I said, we'll just, as long as you can clean it up at BMO, and maybe a draw at that point will be enough. But at least, hopefully, just make it a party at BMO. I mean, if you win, we're in. I think it's still that way. I gotta, now the um, scenarios probably changed. I'll probably make an updated video on how the scenario changed with Panama and Canada losing. So we'll see how that happens. Well, now Costa Rica might get thrown into the mix, because they're in the mix and they're in the running all of a sudden. So yeah, so just like that, things on the turn on a dime, flip on the script. But I just hope they can get it done, and I think they'll get it done at home here in BMO Field. It'll be sweeter. I'll be there, and I mean, it'll just make things a lot better. So that's all I got to say with this one. Really, not a lot, as I said. Just one red card spoiled the bunch. But if you like this video, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends about it. Also tell your friend, or before that, make sure you subscribe and turn on the bell notification. That way you know when the video is posted. As I said in the U.S. Mexico video, since it's been a long time since I've consistently posted videos, I've been taking off the constant feed, or the feed where the algorithm will show up. So therefore, you'll have to get notifications or a post notification to know when that happens. But tell your friends, playing games 10v11, let alone on the road, is hard enough to win on the road. So